I'm sure you've both heard the story, whether it was from the news or the police. Sal was over at my house, and I went to the store. I was going to make dinner. And I came home, and there he was. Overdose. He had the confession note, the other note that he left as well. And he admitted to killing Junior. I mean, you know this already. And I don't see much more to discuss than that. I lived through it. Joey, I hope that you can have some closure with learning who finally did what they did. And I'm sorry that us as a family, that we have to go through this. But now that we know who did it, and that chapter is closed, instead of mourning, we should celebrate that Sal is dead. I've been waiting for this closure for a very long time. And for some reason, it just doesn't sit with me. It's sickening. I thought, I don't know. I thought it was just going to be some deranged man with schizophrenia or something that they found on the street under a bridge, and I could just be this was all some big mistake. But the fact that your boyfriend was that evil, that he killed my son because he was jealous, you were giving him more attention, and you were obsessed with him, and then he hated Nanny Agatha. That's a reason to kill my son? Yes. Jealousy, a hatred for Agatha, vengeance. The man was clearly deranged. Nah, he wasn't deranged, he was evil. He had his wits about him. He knew what he was doing. And part of me doesn't even believe, I want to see that note one day, but part of me doesn't even believe that, he did it for those reasons. Some part of me feels like he did that just to get back at me, because you know how much he hated me. And now I gotta live the rest of my life, wondering what this man's true motives were. And there's also the fact that, couldn't it have just been him? Bro, I can't just stomach the fact that he acted alone. Well, I'm sure if he didn't act alone, and hypothetically there are other actors out there who helped him or whatever, I can guarantee you that they will get theirs too. Yes, they will get theirs as well. Karma will get them. Karma, that is, yeah. I personally haven't, and I know Joey said he hasn't either, but this is a stretch. Has Miranda reached out to you about this conclusion and that it's all done? Any words, anything? No. I have not heard from Miranda. I'm sure she has heard the news, though. I am a little surprised that, given the nature that the killer is gone, I thought she would be a little less fearful to reach out to people here in Serafina Town. I thought maybe this would bring us all together. But it's clear that we are a family. Okay? It's proof that in this room, right here, blood is truly thicker than water. Everyone else has fallen by the wayside. Now, Joey, are you okay that Miranda has not reached out? Because I know that you could probably, you can take that a bunch of ways, maybe be a little bit bitter about it. Well, I know that the police, unless they know something I don't, I know they didn't contact her because they don't know where the hell she is, right? But I know she's definitely followed the news. I know she's heard. she'd seen the internet that the killer was caught. And it does bum me out a little bit that I don't even get like a voicemail or something from her. But other than that, like, I've moved on. I have my family here in this room. I have Melissa, I have my job. I have the memories of my son. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna relapse over Miranda, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna like throw a pity party that my ex-wife did not reach out to me over the catching of the killer of my son. You know what? And I say this to you too, Gabby, because I know that I was weak at times when it came to my boyfriend, and I was afraid of being alone. But now that he is dead, and he will not have a funeral, and his remains will be cremated and hopefully spread across some sort of landfill, I am okay without him. I am okay, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my life with my family. I have this renewed sense of hope. Although Junior is gone and the killer is caught, and we are all sad about that, I am hopeful that this family can rebuild. I have visions of us all being happy. Blood is thicker than water, I agree with you. Can I just ask though, did this man say anything to you before confessing, before doing this to himself? Were there any like weird last words from this man that stood out? Because now, like, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna dissect every single interaction, every word that he left behind. Like, Sal did say a few things to me before I left that were a little out of the ordinary, that kind of changed my perspective on things. But today is a very big day because, like I said, the killer is gone. We can move on from this murder and grieve now in peace. So his final last words to me, they can wait. They're not important right now. Let's all process what just happened. I hope the man is rotting in hell, and I hope he's suffering. Mom, if you ever date again, man, I want to vet him. I want background checks. I want to see if he's on medication. I want to know if he has a drinking problem. I don't mean to pry. I know you've been through something crazy and chaotic, and you probably have your own trauma from seeing Sal the way you saw him, and I'm sorry you went through that, but is there a reason why you, like, I don't know, fumbled a little bit when Joey asked if he said anything extra? Did Sal say? I mean, he's the murderer, you know? It's like, was there any, like, I don't know. Well, it was a question that caught me off guard, rather. And there were some things that Sal said that I just would rather not disclose at the moment. Okay. I just think that I know you a little bit. And I can tell when you're kind of like concealing something. And this is my nephew's murder. It's gonna keep me up at night, even with the killer gone. It still haunts me. And I'm a stickler for details. I love just knowing everything that's not good for me. It's just, you know, me. So, I don't know, can you just be honest with me? I'll tell you one thing. You know about the DNA on the bib. And Jonathan, please keep this between us, but Jonathan Montgomery's DNA was on there. And I am pretty certain that he had something to do with the murder. So, wow. And that's probably why this man fled and disappeared and is eluding, you know, I mean, investigation closed, I guess, right? He doesn't have to flee, but he's probably fleeing you. Why not tell Joey, though? You know, he's the father of Junior. Why can't he know? Because Joey has closure right now. If I were to tell him that Jonathan was behind it too, then he would also feel like the killer is still out there. And he needs closure. I'm not letting the police handle it. The rest of the world thinks that the murder is done. Now I am going to handle Jonathan Montgomery on my own terms. Okay? I just feel like there's more. I saw that look in your eyes when Joey asked. The man pretty much died in front of you, right? His last words had to be substantial. There had to be something else. You know, like for him to kill Junior, and I don't know, it just seems a little anticlimactic to me. Maybe I've read too much Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe I've watched a little too many horror movies, but there's nothing else. Gabby, why are you so inquisitive? Because murder is a horrible, tough thing to deal with. Every night, like Joey, I'm gonna go to bed and be like, well, why did Sal do it this way? Or is Junior really dead? And there has to be more. There has to be something happy within it. It's hard to accept when the world is so grim. And I'm a grim person. But it's just hard to accept that like someone's fate, like Junior, so innocent, nothing good comes out of it, you know? Like, you're not a grandma anymore, I'm not an aunt. Joey has to start over. It's like there's no silver lining. Even my best friend's gone. She doesn't talk to me anymore. Listen to me, Gabby. The killer of your nephew is dead. Yes, there's another part out there, but I will handle that. Other than that, let's move on. Let's live our lives. Let's grieve the way we're supposed to grieve. And you don't concern yourself with any of this. I want you to live a happy, fruitful, drama-free life. We are all together now. We are all happy. We do not have drama. We have cut off all the toxic meat on the bone. Okay? Okay, I will move on. I will try to have some closure. But just look me in the eyes and tell me that on his deathbed, you being the last person he saw, him leaving the note and confessing to you, there was nothing else that he told you that could at least help me breathe a little better, or anything. Just give me something to like put in a scrapbook and try to like create a mystery out of, or something, meaning. No. Sal did not say anything else aside from, I love you and the stuff about Jonathan. But that's it, okay? I don't think that talking about Sal is appropriate. He doesn't deserve his name on our tongues or in our conversations. He belongs at a table with the devil. And I hope the devil is chopping up his tongue over and over and over again. Alright. Guess life is just anticlimactic like that. It's like how Edgar Allan Poe died. Sorry about that phone call, Ma. Anytime the tattoo shop calls, I feel like I'm obligated to pick up because I'm a rookie and stuff, so just trying to do the right thing. Other than that, it was cool seeing you and Gabby. I know the circumstances are ugly and gray, but it was nice, like you said, blood is thicker than water, and it's nice to just be around family and kind of like start over. Okay, before you go, how are you? Like, are you okay? I know this was a lot. You've closed the book on your son's killer, and that's a lot to take in. Even if you feel fine right now, there may be some underlying emotions there, so I just want to make sure, as your mother, are you good? I mean, I've been better. Oddly enough, being with Melissa, it's kind of chaotic and distracts me from my grief. every now and then I imagine her babysitting him, and even though those were the times where she hit him, I still picture her around him. It's weird. It's a bittersweet thing, but it was just nice being around you and Gabby as a family. All right. Well, just remember you're a person with previous addictions who has been through rehab and prison, and someone like you is constantly battling against themselves. And even though it's good news that we now can close the book on who killed Junior, it may still trigger you. It may still hurt when you put your head on the pillow tonight. So as your mother, I just want to let you know that I'm here 24/7 for you, and as a family we should all lean on one another in this crazy time that too shall pass. I know you don't want to hear this, and you saw your boyfriend dead, and then death is like this thing in our life, but I'm kind of happy that he's gone, that he's not in your life no more. And I know you may not think so, but you may find someone else. I think you'll have happiness after this. I think, with Miranda out of the picture, and you don't have to worry about her, pissing you off, and your relationship with Gabby, everything's healthy right now. So as bad as it is today, I feel like tomorrow might be a little bit brighter. I don't think I'm ever gonna look for love again like that. But can I just run something by you before you go? It's a quick question. I gotta get going, but yeah, what's up? Now that this chapter kind of is closed on Junior, where do you stand on children? I know that's a random question, but as your mother, I'm curious. Hypothetically, Brian and Jonathan did go through with that paternity test, and let's say it did come back that you are Charlotte's dad, and you have a daughter out there, and I am a grandma. How would you feel about something like that? Today, in this very moment, I'm thinking about Junior and what happened to him. So it's hard for me to answer that without emotion. I can't picture, right now in this moment, I can't picture myself with any of the kids at all. But on a day where I'm happy, and a little distracted and having a good moment with Melissa and whatnot, I could see myself having children sometimes, but then other days I can't. Charlotte, though, I don't know. I never felt that. I know in my heart it's Brian's daughter, so. Right. I completely understand. Not as a father who's lost a child, but I get it. Okay, that makes sense. But that's a closed book. That's a closed chapter. They canceled that paternity test. I'm not the dad. We don't even have to talk about Charlotte. I never really have to talk about Brian or that family ever again. Your boyfriend don't work for them no more. Agatha stepped down from the medical thing. We don't have to mess with them no more. You know what I mean? So, right. You are also no longer connected to Miranda in any way, shape, or form. Right. Could all move on from that family and the Montgomerys. Seems like you got something to tell me or something. A lot of random questions today, Ma. No. Obviously, there are a million things on my mind, and Salvatore said some things before he died that stayed with me, and I will one day share with you, because I am obligated to do that, I feel. But today is not that day. Like I said, I shouldn't have even brought up any of this stuff. Today is a day where we accept who the killer is and go to bed tonight reconciling with that stuff. So I hope you're not bummed out too much about your dead boyfriend or not being a grandma, because I feel like one day it may happen for you again, whether it's love or being a grandma. No, I'm glad he's dead. It hurts that I do not have a relationship anymore, because there were good parts of it, but I will never get over what happened to Junior. But also I know that somewhere out there, there is something, maybe even someone, who can give me my identity back. Who can make me look forward to things again. Holidays, and seeing a little one opening gifts. I will never take that for granted again. And I know somewhere out in the world, that little one's there. I'm rambling. The bright side of everything, it's just that we are alive and okay. Yeah, see? Gotta think positive, you know? Even in the worst of times, you can get through them. I'm gonna head home now, Ma. I love you. Yes. Charlotte. I will find you.